people on a call, so we can start recording. Hello, everybody. Today, as usual, we will run Magento MSI weekly demo meeting, and we will share the statuses and all the updates we get during this week. Actually, currently we are pretty deeply involved into the testing activities, and because we are working hard on the release preparation of MSI as a part of Magento 2.3.0, and currently we don't actually make a lot of changes into the code base because we are on a final cycle of the regression. And the pretty interesting part that during this week was stuck with a quite a big issue, and that issue was let me share my screen. I will show you the two issues we stuck with today, and after that the fix for these issues will be demonstrated by Slava. So we stuck with two issues, and the first one was the first issue was devoted to order cancellation, where at the time of the order cancellation, we canceled all the order item, but we're supposed to cancel just not invoiced part of the order item. And looks like this issue was brought as a result of the bug fix we made during the bug fixes before in the scope of the regression cycle. So it was pretty critical one. As you can see, like placing an order with 10 items, and after that invoicing 7 of them, and making a cancellation. Actually, we created a compensational reservation for the whole order item, so for all the 10 items, and that led to incorrect calculation. So the expected behavior in this case to make a compensation and make a cancellation just for not invoiced part. So in this particular case, for 3. And that was one issue. Another issue was with a partial credit memo. And we had pretty sophisticated case when we placed an order for 10 items. After that, we made an invoice for 7, shipped 3 items, and canceled order afterwards. And then creating the credit memo, we had a problem, and we got the incorrect source quantity. So eventually we got even more than we had before. This issue was also fixed, and Slava will demonstrate how it works now. And these two issues would be delivered today. So now we are making quite a lot of manual testing along with delivery of these issues, just to make sure that fixing these issues, we are not introducing anything new. So as a side effect, we are not introducing additional bugs. Slava, feel free to share your screen and demonstrate how this issue has been fixed.
Hello, everyone. Let me share my screen. So I start from issue with double computational reservation after cancellation of order. So I go to my orders and create order with 10, for example, 10 items. Yeah, we have a lot of orders here because we had a lot of testing today. So here we have our order created, and you may see that we placed 10 items of simple products in this order. So after this, we create shipment for all this order. Shipment created, and I do cancel order from admin. I cancel its order. It's have cancel status, and I go to my PD and checked. What do we have here? We have here -10 is reservation when order placed, the number 36, and we have only one compensation reservation for 10 items after shipment created. So wrong compensation, extra compensation reservation not created after order is cancelled. Now I go to another bug what was fixed, and I simply reorder my previous order. To make it faster. And let me check our quantity. Now, after placing order, yeah, we have after previous we have 90. So after place order, we have 80 sellable quantity. So what I do, I will do just with one product because in this ticket is written about 2 of them, but it's not really matter. So I do partial invoice, for example, for 7 items. So instead of 10, I set 7 and submit my invoice. After this, we cancel order again. So we may see here that invoice it's 7 of 10 and cancel it 3 of 10. Let us check quantity because it was question about quantity first of all. Let's update. So we see that only 3 items it's returned after cancellation. And 7 items what was invoiced, it's not returned because of this fix. And let me check our table. Yeah, you may see here that we have -10 first reservation and +3 after order is cancelled. That's correct. And go to issue number 3. Probably I will create a new product. And I assign it to default source and set quantity 100. So here our new product is created. And then I go back to orders and create new order with new created simple product. And I set 10 item again. So order is placed. We have here 10 order at simple product free. So our next steps is partially invoiced for 7 of item. So I do invoice. Submitted. Next step, we do shipping for 3 items. You may see here, invoiced 7, shipped 3. And do cancellation. After cancellation, you may see that free item of what is not invoiced are cancelled. And last step, we're doing credit memo for 5 items of the product. So I change quantity into 5, update, and I check return to stock. You may see here this 5 items of simple product are refunded. And I go to check what it's happened with our quantity here in the grid. According to expected result, source item is supposed to be 98. It is exactly what we see here with simple product free. Its quantity on source 98 and sellable quantity is 98. And the problem what we faced found in Magento today, I go to my instance where I have the 2.3 develop instance, and I create, first of all, I create new order. Or maybe there are any question about the fixes, what I just demonstrated. Okay. So I place an order with 10 items of simple product. I do partial invoice. Let it be 7 again. I cancel order. So we have 7 I invoiced and 3 are canceled. And I want to create credit memo for the rest, for this item what was invoiced. And supposed to close this order. As you may see here, we have 10 items ordered, 7 invoiced and refunded, and 3 are cancelled. But we still have order in processing status, and we may do shipping, we have cancel again, and so on. I guess that's all from me for today. Any question?
Just to provide a little bit more info, so we found this issue while we were testing our previous fix, and the previous bug demonstrated by Slava actually was led us to the same issue. So when we have the cancellation, partial cancellation, and after that we have the credit memo, the order status does not come to the final state like closed, because here we expect that after part of the order would be cancelled and all the rest would be refunded. The order should come into the closed state. But currently it's still in processing state, and we thought that we introduced this issue from the MSI side, and we spent quite a lot of time on looking the root cause of the issue, and after that we realized that actually this is currently issue in Magento. Now we raise this issue and provide it to guys who are preparing to the 3 preparation. Probably it should be trashed. The issue is not so. Yeah. The issue is reproduced currently just in case when the order been partially invoiced, and after that it was cancelled partially, and after that it was the credit memo created. So in this particular case, we should make in this particular case order does not come to the final state, and you can cancel it. But this still would be cancelled, but not closed, as probably it is a desirable state of the order. And in MSI, this introduces even bigger side effects than currently in Magento, because from the MSI side, we don't affect the order statuses in any way, because order statuses are now calculated based on the order item. And we are not affecting order item at all. So what we do, we are affecting shipment there and shipment items, but we are not affecting order items and order item statuses. That's why it was quite surprising for us. But why the side effect for MSI is bigger than for Magento without MSI? Because at the time of the shipment, we making the source deduction. So as Slava demonstrated to you, the shipment is still available after the last step, after the credit memo for the whole invoice part is created. So, but we still can make a shipment. So it is probably not so critical for Magento without MSI, because all the stock deduction happens at the time of the order placement, and the shipment step in Magento without MSI usually used just to create a shipment document. So we don't really affect the real stock at the time of the shipment creation. But this is drastically changed when MSI appeared. And because when MSI appeared and when MSI is up and running with Magento 2.3.0, we run the source selection algorithm. We deduct or we actually choose the sources which should be deducted, and we make this deduction. So currently, because of the order is not get to the final status, we can get the incorrect computation, incorrect calculation of the quantity. So this is actually an issue we discovered today.
I just may add that I have instance with Magento 2.3 from October. And actually, in beginning, I checked on it because I didn't had idea that it has such serious things. And on that instance, order get closed status. And that's why we was looking for bug in on our side on MSI. Spent quite a lot of time, but when we sync up with brand new code, and we found out that actually it's on core side.
Okay, so this actually was the demonstration of the pretty interesting bug fixes and pretty interesting calculation we do. Because from the MSI perspective, why we had the issue and how we fix the issue. So as you know, in MSI during the computation, we create the compensational reservation. For example, when you place an order, you create the initial reservation. When you ship even partially part of this order, we create the compensational reservation for correct, like general calculation of the quantity. And we had in a case of partial cancellation and in a case of partial credit memo, we had we had cases when the computational reservation been created twice, and actually this affected the whole computation we have. So currently we we are testing, we are extending our user base scenarios, which would be used for the next regression, and we will add the automation test to avoid this problem in the future. That's why we probably that's all regarding the bug fixes. And now Lori will share really cool update for you. And because we want to make a live stream on November 16, and we want to invite all of you. And Lori will shed more light regarding all this stuff and what it's going to be. So Lori, feel free to share your screen and demonstrate, or I don't know. Yep.
Oh, no, I've just got some stuff to chat on, and I'm also going to be posting all of this in the Slack channel. We're going to have a series of blog posts coming out. Lots of tweets have already started. The live stream is going to be completely MSI, and we're going to have a wide range of folks that are going to be presenting, including Bartek from Bold. He's going to be talking about the first Magento 2.3 plus MSI project. Ricardo, the Rick, he's also going to be talking about all the technical challenges that he came up against and architecture and what it's been like to work through this. Vadim Justice is going to talk about B2B plus MSI, a lot of work going on there. We're hoping to also have Amnesty talk about some of their experiences writing the advanced MSI extension and maybe a bit more. We'll find out from there. I'll be walking through some of the documentation you've all been seeing, but it may be news to others, as well as DevDocs and the user guides, as well as the wiki, which will, like I mentioned last week, continue along as we go through milestone 3. And Mark Britton's also going to be talking about the future, milestone 3. We may have some special guests talking about some order management. It may be crazy, but it's definitely going to be jam-packed with a lot of info. For times, dates, links, I just posted those to the Slack channel. You're going to see a lot of tweets coming out, a lot of excitement. I know everyone over here is really interested to see what we're going to be talking about and all the demos. So that's it for now, but if you have any questions, feel free to ask in Slack, and I'll get more data, more links, and more info.
Cool. Thank you, Lori. That's gonna be really cool stream, because we wanted to cover different topics for both for developers, for representative of Magento agencies. we just consider MSI as a potential system for extension, customization, etc. And for merchant as well. That's why we'll cover like all different aspects from the merchant point of view, from agency point of view, from developer point of view, and from of course from contributor point of view. And that's going to be pretty interesting. And last but not the least, I will share the screen, and I will make a short presentation. Along with the latest updates, Lori already told you that we made we are working pretty hard on making our documentation better. So in the latest update, we updated all the README files in our modules. So now you can easily read the main destiny of each of the module, and you can see the reference to the dev docs, where you can read more about the new inventory infrastructure in general. Also, for example, you can we specified precisely that if this module is implementation and this is not provides any API, so it's not supposed to be used directly, and that actually the desirable and the intentional extension points are all located in the inventory API module. So we don't encourage to use entities from inventory module. So here we are following the new modularity concept, and if you are still not aware with the new modularity concept, I really encourage you to find the HLD created by Anton Krill, which describes our new idea and our new vision how the modules how we are dismantle these monolithic modules on many single responsible modules. And currently this is MSI is the only project where you can see these ideas beyond implemented and represented in code. So all the modules now contain this fancy Readme, which describe pretty good and provide pretty good understanding of what the main responsibility of particular module. So this actually was all for today. If there are, I see that there are some questions in chat. Yeah. So I see that John wants to make a short update on MFTF. So John, feel free to step in and make a update on MFTF.
Awesome, sounds good. Let me share my screen so we can show you all some numbers. So last week, while I was out, Alex worked on merging my PR. In that PR, we actually increased our test coverage by 13 tests. So we have currently, HIP test is slightly out of date. I need to actually get it updated. But we have 143 actual tests that will be in production now. I'm working on one additional test to actually get that. It's my final PR that I have open. So we should have about 145 tests when everything is all said and done, hopefully by the end of today. Let's see what else. We ran a build last night to see what the actual status of everything was. With extensions, we are seeing success in the actual CE area. Right now, we're also showing success in B2B, but EE is having one issue that we're still looking into. There appears to be a core functional test that's giving us a little bit of an issue right now. I have a brand new build running with regular 2.3 develop that I'll be cross-referencing these two builds together to see if the actual functional test we're seeing in my PR build is the same thing that's existing in core MSI. And then we'll address that issue as we get these results compared. currently, we have 126 tests actually running in Jenkins. 18 of these are currently being skipped. I'm working on the story that has a list of all the skip tests and some of the reasons for them in preparation to hand this project off to Tom. He'll be taking over for me on MSI as I transition back to our Pangolin team. And yeah, that has been kind of my week. It's just getting all of everything synced up, trying to get all of our PRs actually closed out, trying to get all the notes and information moved over to Tom so that he can pick up and start this project on Monday. That's kind of the gist of what I have for y'all today. It's been a pleasure working on this project. I'll definitely be here for any troubleshooting assistance that Tom needs from me. Of course, troubleshooting with MFTF general issues, but I'll be moving on to whatever project I get assigned to next in the Pangolin team.
Okay, thank you.
You're quite welcome.
Having you on the project, it was really helpful, and I know that Tom is very, very happy to have you just as a sort of a consultant at this point, and hopefully you will be able to help us going forward as your duties transition to Tom. Thank you for the update. The update was awesome. Everybody, as John mentioned, Tom will be taking over all things quality on MSI starting next week. Well, he actually started transitioning already, but you will be hearing these updates, and you should expect him to own the quality of MSI starting next week. And yeah, this is fantastic. We'll be seeing the status of our functional test and having updates on coverage very regularly starting next week. Tom, do you want to add something to what John said?
Yes, let me go ahead and just give a quick update on it. Like you said, I've sort of started in this week, officially taken over on Monday, so give you an idea of where we're going with this, to keep everyone updated and hopefully get a little buy-in from everyone to come on board with testing. So first of all, big thank you to John. Absolutely fantastic. He's helped us get us here with the automation for milestone 2. I think he was a big part of that success, and everyone's very grateful for it. I'm sure we'll still see him around, but from now on, point of contact for all things testing is me. If you have questions or concern, please feel free to come to me directly, and I'll work through with you on those. In terms of what we're going to do going forward then, so immediate concerns, or immediate wins we can take out of this is certainly things like the bug Slava showed in 1881. We want to go ahead and see where we have critical bugs. We want to get coverage in for those immediately. So that's something we want to go ahead with. In terms of getting quality to a better point quickly, we currently have 18 skip tests. 9 of those have bugs I'm going to follow up on. 9 of those look like they need a little investigation to see are they still current and valid, and if not, we want to flip those over. In the bigger picture, we really want to look at requirements coverage. So that's an exercise I'll go through with Slava and probably with Mark as well around have we defined the correct test scope? Have we got really a cohesive list of what we want to do? Reprioritize where we need to in that, certainly along category or catalog and cart, and make sure we have our critical coverage done. And then time permitting, there's some test stability work we can go back into. There's a little tech debt as MFTF has evolved. We've got some better functionality around moving things from Selenium actions to CLI actions. There's wins there both in stability, which we all want with our PRs, and some performance gains as well. So that's testing side of things, what I'll be looking at going forward. Also, one of the key pillars of this, and you'll see a lot of me because of this, is we want to do a bigger push, or I personally want to do a bigger push in engaging the community with automated tests, getting their help, getting their understanding, and selling this to the community in terms of this is a great thing to do. It has a lot of value. It's going to help your development and MSI stability. So I'll be coming out with ideas and events around how we get that involvement. Again, I'm primary point of contact for that. So if there's concerns within MSI with the community, how do they get started with testing? Why are tests looking like this? Where's reporting? All can come through me. But for now, you'll hear more from me next week. And that's it, Igor. I'm done.
Okay.
Thanks, Tom. I appreciate it. And dear community, welcome, Tom. You will be hearing more from him pretty soon. And feel free to reach out to him regarding all questions quality and all questions MFTF, and just any general stuff. Beer, I don't know. Igor, I think we can pass the word over to you if you want to make any other announcements or pass the word over to anybody else. Ooh, before I forget, I have raised this, the issue that you were referencing in Magento 2.3.0 to the release team. They've acknowledged that they're working on triaging it right now. So we will be hearing more on it a little later. Hopefully within an hour or two, and that would, I think, define the kind of the destiny of 2.3.0 RTM today, if that's at all happening, because I know we have some dependencies on VDEs and stuff. So the final package may be delayed until Monday or something. Just wanted to kind of update everybody on that, and that's it.
Cool. So probably that's all for today. I don't have a lot of other updates. I just probably one more update. I see that Lee is on the call, and a small update for you. We had the internal communication devoted regarding the topic we discussed with you some time ago, regarding the possibility to deliver bug fixes to MCOM. And we agreed internally that we will provide the opportunity, this possibility to our partners. So Coral will get the possibility to deliver fixes for MCOM connector. I can say when it's gonna be, but that's gonna be pretty soon. So I will be pushing from my side as hard as I can. Okay. So that's probably all for today, and thank you very much for your time, and see you in a week, and we will get back to the fixing all the bugs preventing us to release to the 3.0. I hope that we will finish pretty soon. Thank you, and see you soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks all.
Bye, team.